we're hearing some really interesting commentary from the investor world as well that aligns with this. What's the commercial adoption going to look like for this technology? Have you thought about it?
We have 800,000 strokes that happen per year in the United States alone. 25% of adults live more than 60 minutes away from a stroke care center.
PFA is great. It does really well at being tissue sparing, but there are limitations to it still. New Wave's position within the market already. They have access to the key accounts that now that door is going to be open.
So essentially what we're seeing, Q1 is showing us that the company's winning right now. They're not just building necessarily better devices, but they're building better positions. We don't want to commercialize. It's expensive, it's difficult and everything, but we need to start building that commercial runway from now to show that we're serious. So
you can't replace part of the brain. Like,
you treat them the same.
Source of truth for the medtech industry.
Coexists with the prophets.
Robot understands things automatically.
Number one show in the medtech industry.
So Stryker got ahead of that and changed in the $90 billion company. They had help up high, a lot of things.
The State of MedTech with your host, Omar M. Khatib.
All right, everyone, welcome back. I'm sorry. I know this should be this month in MedTech, but we had a really busy year to start with. So it's like these months in MedTech.
We'll workshop it.
We'll workshop it. We're joining to you live from beautiful Dana Point. And of course, at my favorite event of the year, of all time, the LSI USA Summit, joined by my good friend, the Market Intel Czar himself, Nick Talamantes. Nick, good to see you.
Good to see you, Omar. Do we handshake?
We handshake.
Don't normally handshake.
We handshake. And I'm glad to see that I was a positive influence. I see that now you're bringing your beautiful wife and beautiful baby now to this show as well.
Yes, I couldn't resist after seeing how supportive our community is of children and family here. So.
I'm telling you that like the revenue vertical that Henry and Scott really need to look into is the LSI daycare. I guarantee you it'll generate $1 gazillion from people saying like, oh, you got a daycare at LSI? I'll bring my kids now.
We'll have to float that one up to them.
I know, just kick back a royalty to me. So look, like Q1 is starting to wrap up. We're here in March. It's been really, really exciting. And I think also between the deals in robotics and also a lot of the news that we're going to get into today, it might be our strongest opening quarter in MedTech in a long time, which we've needed, so I'm really excited. So tell me, like, what we got on the docket today?
Yeah. We're going to be talking a lot about M&A. These past few months, we have seen a nice, healthy clip of exciting acquisitions from some of the major strategics. Boston Scientific, Medtronic joined the game. J&J made a divestment that turned into a really interesting acquisition for Quantum Surgical. We've got a lot to cover. We'll, of course, wrap up with some of our favorite deals of the past quarter. But I'm excited to talk with you and get your take on some of the topics we have for this week.
Absolutely. So we're going to get into all of that. So first, neurovascular space is starting to look very much like an arms race.
Yeah.
Surgical robotics is also going through a very serious form factor reckoning. And also on the M&A side, like as you mentioned, so J&J keeps on trimming, which is interesting. So these divestitures and spin-outs are going to make it really interesting in the marketplace. And probably the most important thing is everyone keeps buying. I don't know, I can't really have anything to prove or back this up, but I feel like with how aggressive Boston Scientific has been with M&A, everybody's just like, man, well, if Boston keeps buying things out, like we better get in the game as well.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited about that because while, venture has steadily grown in terms of the amount of capital available, we've seen from the data in Compass that overall the number of deals getting funded is a little bit flat.
Yeah.
What's not reported though, not reported anywhere really, is how aggressive the corporate venture teams have been just throwing money at things and making sure that they buy, the rights to the next round and also have an opportunity to potentially acquire. So I think it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into segment one, this macro quarter snapshot. So here are the numbers. So let's start with the big picture. All right, so Q1 2026 continued a trend that we've been tracking very closely, specifically our trusted team over at LSI's Market Intel team. So strategics aren't really buying for scale anymore. They're buying really for precision. So a lot of these tuck-in deals with validated commercial technology really dominated the headline. So one is that Medtronic alone closed 2 publicly announced acquisitions in Q1, and that signaled that more is to come. Meanwhile, the funding environment showed that there's continued strength in cardiovascular and surgical robotics with several significant rounds closing in the $50 million to $100 million range.
Yeah, so things are basically what we're observing at a large, if we zoom out a bit, look at it quarter by quarter, going back to 2025, the trends that emerged in 2025 in terms of capital being deployed and acquisitions, that the types of acquisitions we're seeing, they've continued and rolled into 2026. In a few of the market dives that we've done this at LSI USA this year, we've talked a little bit about the term pragmatic growth. And that really does seem to be the approach from not only the VC world, but also from the strategic world. How can we deploy capital, acquire companies that will fuel the businesses that we're seeing a lot of opportunity and high growth in?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like what's really interesting is that I think the fact that a lot of the strategics and more importantly, the money's being a lot more mobile, I think helps a lot of startups and more importantly makes the ecosystem a lot more interesting. Over the years, I think somewhere between we had a big splurge in growth and capital like around 2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
And then the years since then has been like really stagnant, but things started to heat up like towards the end of last year with a lot of the announcements and the deals that are being made. And then it seems to be continuing on to this year.
Yeah, absolutely. With Compass, we are looking at fundraising activity over a wide period of time. And it's precisely what you said. 2020, 2021, we have this huge spike in capital being deployed. It helps that interest rates were basically zero. And I think that made it very appealing to kind of spray and pray. And now that's gone away. It's all highly diligence deals now, even at the early stage. I want to say for any entrepreneurs listening, early stage innovators out there that might be tuning in, if we look back even to 2019, we do see that early stage
what
funding.
I'm looking. Yeah, I tell it exactly what I want. I walk away from my desk, maybe get a little coffee. I come back, and it's literally all done. It's the greatest.
Technology is great.
Hey, Compass AI is the greatest data analyst you can add to your team, and especially again, if you're a service provider, whether you're a recruiter or a CRO. In our case, we're a market engineering agency. Yeah. It's just like it's such a great tool, and I just want to give a big shout out to you, Scott, and the team. For working so hard on it. Oh, I love it.
All right,
I'm a huge fan.
I'll put you on the spot here for a closing comment.
Okay.
We're at LSI USA. Wednesday, we're about halfway through the event. What are you still looking forward to before the week wraps up?
I think the sessions are all great. I love the content. I think what I look forward to the most is that when I go to all these different fantastic events. I went to Cedars-Sinai that had a really great innovation event. And then meeting not only the venture capitalists, but also the hospital and healthcare systems, Mayo's here and everything, and seeing all these conversations happen, right? That's really the magic of LSI. It's almost like these are sort of like unrecorded miniature talks and panels within themselves. So just seeing as the week goes, I mean, look, we're just in Wednesday. We still got a full day today, full day tomorrow. Yeah. And so just seeing how the conversation is going. That's honestly what I'm most excited about because you have no idea what's going to happen. And as a result, it really sets the tone for the rest of the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if I can say this, I think if we do a little foreshadowing, based on LSI, a lot of founders here, there's a lot of investors, a lot of private investors, a lot of family offices here, a lot more than I've noticed in recent years. Mm-hmm. We have health systems and venture teams from like Cedars and Mayo. We have strategics here. A lot of activities going on. So I feel like this is a microcosm of what the rest of the year is going to look like, which is a lot of activity, a lot of shifts in the market, a lot of good stuff for the industry as a whole.
I'm sure we'll be covering it on future editions of This Month in MedTech.
Absolutely. And we're going to do it on time.
We'll be more timely.
Yeah.
We'll be calling back to the things that took place here, the seeds that were planted. We'll be talking about them for the rest of the year to come for sure.
Absolutely. And for the listeners, where can they go and learn more about Compass AI?
You can go to lsi.compass.ai to inquire for more information or reach out to myself. I'm on LinkedIn, Nicholas Talamontes. Would love to chat with you all about what it is we're working on here. Omar.
It's a pleasure, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you to our listeners. Be sure to like and subscribe. Send this podcast and this episode on to other people. And we'll see you all next time from beautiful Dana Point. Thanks for checking out this episode. If you want to do me a big favor and join so many other people who have helped grow this podcast, take a second and look below. If you're on Apple, give us 5 stars and write a short review. If you're on Spotify, just give us 5 stars. And if you're on YouTube, hit the like button. And most importantly, if you can, subscribe. We release so many different episodes that you may miss. Be sure to subscribe and turn your notifications on. You get extra points with me if you subscribe across all 3 channels. Thank you so much. And if you felt like this
this episode helped you, send this to somebody who would really enjoy and appreciate it. Share and spread the love. We'll see you all next time.